It's your friendly neighborhood laser lady, and if you are using Inkscape to make files for your laser crafts, but have been struggling turning images like this into actual objects like that, then this is a tutorial for you. So let's jump into the computer and learn how to do it. First, let's practice the three main functions we're going to be using the most. To duplicate, draw any sort of a shape and select it and hold the Control button and then press D. It is similar to copy and paste. Duplicating objects will make a copy in the same location as the object, and then you can select it and move it around if you need to. To keep things organized, we're going to be making our lines a bunch of different colors, and to do that, when you have an object selected, hold down the Shift key and then click a color square on the bottom of your screen. It's easy breezy 𝗏𝗄𝗃, baby. This next one seems complicated, but we're going to do it so many times, you're going to be a freaking expert by the end of this. So I'm drawing a circle and an oval. I'm going to want this oval cut into the circle, and when we go to laser it out, it's going to fit perfectly. So first, I make a duplicate of the oval, and I'm going to turn it blue just to make things a little easier on ourselves. And once that's back in line there, I select that blue oval and the red circle, go up to Path, and down to Difference. And that's going to cut out like a cookie cutter the blue oval into that circle. So now when we go to laser this, they just fit perfectly together. We're going to be using this a whole bunch of times. So let's get to designing. I am going to be making this 𝗏𝗃𝗲𝗺 coloring page into a pin. To plan out what each element is going to be made of, I literally color it in. I also plan which elements are going to be engraved as opposed to cut out of an acrylic. This really helps me visualize how this needs to be designed, which will save time in the long run. Now let's import this thing into Inkscape. Like many images like these, they are not great quality. This one's a bit blurry around the edges, but so long as it is a rather stark black and white image, this program will be able to trace it. To do that, select your image and then go up to Path and down to Trace Bitmap. There will be a pop-up on the right side toolbar, and these have a bunch of controls you can mess around with so you can extra smooth out those edges or do whatever your image might need for it to be perfect. Once it looks good, click Apply and it will generate your new vector image. As you can see, it is just the black outline of our friend Patrick here, and boy, it looks so much better than the JPEG coloring page. Now, if all I wanted to do was engrave this image onto something, I would just need to outline it with a cut line and then laser it out. And then you could paint it or perhaps engrave it onto something clear. But since we are going to make this into its own multicolored design, let's get to fiddling. The Trace Bitmap function essentially traced around all the black in the image, which means it has a line on the outside and the inside of all of these elements. And we don't want that. We just want one cut line for our laser. To do that, I select the image and go up to Path and down to Break Apart. Now it's going to fill in the color and it looks crazy, but let's clear that out by keeping things selected and clicking that white box with the red X in your color bar. And now to make the lines come back, let's hold down Shift and select the color. It really doesn't matter what things are colored during this whole phase. We don't need this outline, so let's delete that entire thing. Now Patrick looks weird. I know, I guess he always looks a little silly, but we're going to fix that next. It looks like the only things I'm going to need to replace with whole new shapes are Patrick's eyes. It's easier to make new ovals than to try to smooth these ones out. This will be exactly like our exercise at the start. I very simply draw an oval and place it on top of the old eye to make sure it's about the same size and angle. I made it red to keep things easy and then made a duplicate. And once everything is in the place I want for his eyeballs that looks best for this design, I go through these steps, and these are the steps you're going to get very used to. Select it, do Control+D to duplicate, change the color of the lines with Shift and then press the color, and then go up to Path and down to Difference. And this is a big reminder, the very last shape that is drawn or duplicated becomes the cookie cutter into the previously made shape. So the newest shape is what is going to cut out whatever you put it on top of. So once these eyes have had the difference treatment, I need to make ovals for the inside. Once everything is placed, I put them where the eyes go and then delete those ugly old ones. Now, here's where it gets weird, so pay attention. The way I want this laser cut is so the eyes just fit right inside his head. So we need to fix all this space from the previous outline the tracing made. Double click the headlines and it will bring up these nodes. All those little points, you can alter and move them around to smooth things out. I'm deleting a bunch and making it go straight through the eyes. Now, if your nodes are going roundy when they need to be straight or straight when they need to curve, try out these node buttons on the top of your toolbar. I also smoothed out what was left of that eyebrow shape in his forehead, and we'll deal with that soon enough. I went ahead and made a blue duplicate of his head face. To make the eyes cut into this head shape, I first selected both and went to make a blue duplicate. To make both eyes one cookie cutter, I then made sure these new blue eyes are selected and went up to path and down to union, and now that's all one shape. I then selected the eyes and the new blue head outline and went up to path and down to difference we go. I know it worked when the old black outline is seen through the eyes. So I deleted that and we're off. I plan on engraving these eyebrows, so while we're here, let's get them in place. I made a duplicate and fiddled those into a good eyebrow shape and location. I fill those in and his belly button and spots and eyes with black because I'm going to engrave those later. Now let's get this arm in place. I double clicked on it and moved the nodes to overlap the head face shape. It doesn't need to be perfect, they just need to overlap. I also altered some of the nodes so it's a smoother shape. Once I was happy with the shape, I select it and the face body shape, make a copy with the Ctrl+D and made these green. Next step, I'm sure you can guess, is going up to path and down to difference. I delete the old black line and these ones are done. Now when we laser it out, it will fit right in place. Let's go ahead and do that process over and over again for the legs and shorts. I skipped the right leg since there are two shapes above it. We'll get to that soon. Now let's make some cut line details. Patrick's arm needs these lines, but I don't want this much material cut out when we laser it. So I'm going to double click it to bring up the nodes and pick a node I'd want to delete anyway, but instead, I go up to the node function buttons and select the break paths at selected nodes button. Now you can see this line is no longer connected, so I can delete the ones I want and leave what I need. Now when this is lasered out, it will just cut a line into it, keeping the aesthetic of the original design, but not taking too much material away. Now just like the cartoon, I want his shorts two colors, so let's make them. To this flower shape, we are going to treat it like the arm and leg. I smoothed out the cookie cutter side and overlapped the flower, made a copy, made those blue, and did difference. I also altered the creases in his shorts, just like those arm lines. Lucky for us, his little right leg is a simple enough shape to be able to just manually alter the nodes to fit below the shorts. Once it's all laser cut, it will look just right. I now give the waistband the overlap copy and cut out treatment, as we are getting used to, like I said we would. This conveniently leaves us with that other flower shape ready to go. To make the band of his shorts, I used the 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗃 curves and lines pen on the left toolbar and nudge it into place. Now, believe it or not, we are almost done. To complete the mouth, I smooth out the tongue and give it the same treatment that the arms and creases got, as well as smoothing out some of those nodes. We'll need the tongue piece to cut out of a red acrylic, as well as the place inside of the mouth cut out, so I filled the mouth engraving area with black and made a copy of the tongue and placed it back where it needs to be cut out. Perfect, done. We just need something to glue all of these pieces onto, so let's make the backside outline piece. Make sure all the arms, legs, shorts, and eyes are in place, select everything, and make a copy. Move that copy into its own space, and while everything is selected, go up to Path and down to Union. I cleared out all the black fill and made the outline red. This method might not be a perfect outline, so if you have bits on the inside, go back up to Path and down to Break Apart and delete anything in the middle of your outline. If you were to need a hole to hang this off of, like earrings or something like that, you could do this now, and since I'm making mine a pin, it's actually fine the way it is. All of our pieces are ready, we just need to sort them out. I made sure to keep things together that will be cut out of the same color. This is also a good time to make sure your cut and engraved lines, as well as engraved areas, are ready for your laser requirements. Double check everything is the right size, and be sure to scale the pieces together so they continue to fit. Now let's just cut this sucker out. One hot tip is when you have tiny pieces like this, use a piece of tape to keep them together so they don't get lost in your laser. Once all of our little bits are cut out, we are ready to assemble it. I have many videos and blog posts on how to assemble acrylic and wood pieces and all sorts of projects you can make with your laser. For this project, I am going to use Gorilla duct tape to help me remove the paper backing. I then glue everything together with weld-on solvent cement, and you want to use some caution with this toxic chemical. I like using a large upholstery needle to move the solvent in between my layers instead of one of those squeezy bottles, because those just go rogue all the time. To accentuate these engraved areas, I'm going to color those in with these Sharpie paint pens. It makes it super easy and it dries pretty fast. Once that is all dry, it's time for the reveal. Using that duct tape, it helps peel everything right off. I just now need to clean up some of the paint sploopies with some Novus plastic polish solution. This prototype came out pretty good. I might go back and enlarge the eyes to accommodate the kerf and little things like that, but it's all part of the process. It may seem like a lot, but trust me, in no time you'll have this mastered and have found new ways to do it even faster. There's always more than one way to achieve the same results in Inkscape. What do you think? Are you going to try it? I have other tutorials on Inkscape, so be sure to check those out. And as always, happy crafting!